Hey everybody, it's Kijana with you again with, let's see, our topic today is what you should know or ask before going to ceremony and why it's important. So, a few weeks ago, I was supposed to have my 4th, 5th, and 6th Aya experience over the course of a weekend. I only had my 4th and 5th, and this was definitely due to the fact that I did not ask enough questions about the ceremony I was attending. So what I want to do is to make sure that you're knowledgeable enough and you ask the right questions prior to having an experience so that you know what you're walking into. So real quick, my prior experience of ayahuasca ceremonies was that we were in a space in an area that was absolutely sacred. There was minimal talking, if any at all, and occasionally there were either instruments or some singing done. If you needed to have conversation, you stepped out of the ceremony space and had conversation with whomever, but when you were in the sacred space, you honored that space. There was also no use of noses itchy, allergies going on. There was no use of other plants such as marijuana or whatever else. So the experience that I had was like totally opposite of what my norm was for ayahuasca ceremonies, and it caught me totally off guard. So much that I left early and I only stayed for 2 days. So the things that you should ask, and it's a series of questions, but I'm going to do the main one and maybe detail with a few follow-up questions. The first thing you want to know, you want to ask about the shaman's experience or the facilitator's experience. You want to know, have they actually gone to the Amazon or wherever and actually taken a shaman course? I actually learned about the plant, the medicine, and what's their history with it? How long have they been working with ayahuasca? And you just want to get their energy of how they feel about the plant. The next thing you want to know is you want to ask about their assistants as well. How long have they been using it? What their history is? How many ceremonies they've been through? Things like that. These things matter because these are the people who are responsible for you when you're under the medicine, when you're traveling, when you're journeying. These people are responsible for you, for your well-being. So you want to know how they feel about the plant medicine, how long they've used it, how long they studied it. Super important. Mind you that in some ceremonies you may find that some of the people who, this is in the US, that are working with the medicine have had some ceremonies, and they are like, I guess you would call them an apprentice. So they may not be as heavy off into the medicine as the main facilitator. Okay, so these are the people who are going around checking on you, making sure you're okay. If you throw up, then they're going to take your bucket, clean it for you, return it to you, support you during your journey. Okay, so you want to know how they feel about that. The next thing you want to know is what type of people do they normally attract during their ceremonies. The reason this is important is because everybody's energy may not be right for you. Now mind you, majority of the people that come there, of course, they're looking for healing, they're searching, they want to cleanse, they want to heal, and a lot of people, they've been through some rough stuff. It's been traumatic. So I'm not talking about necessarily that these are the people you want to stay away from, because we all got crap, we all got trash that we're dealing with. That's not it. What I'm saying is that there's a difference of people who are coming to heal and a difference of people who are just experimenting or trying to find their next high. Okay, so you definitely want to ask, who are they attracting, because it definitely matters. The next thing you want to know is, do they allow other plants there during their ayahuasca ceremony? My experience was so very different and I was so very shocked because there were people actually smoking marijuana like freely during the ceremony. And I was in total shock because marijuana is like a major no-no during a ceremony, because basically ayahuasca is taking you up and marijuana is like bringing you down. And you can look up all the technical terms or chemical stuff and everything else. Can't really explain it to you, but it does not allow you really, I guess, to travel with spirit, and it becomes more so like a high than a spiritual experience. And that's just my personal opinion. I don't know definitely because I don't smoke marijuana, but basically, if you look at what marijuana usually does, and I know my personal experience with ayahuasca. So, somebody may have some comments on that, on their personal experience, and I could be totally wrong, but hey, whatever. That's my personal experience, my personal feelings. And, but, personally, I think you should honor the plant and what you're working with and allow it to do the work that it's supposed to do. The next thing you want to ask is, are their ceremonies noisy or are they quiet? Now, for me personally, I don't go to hang out and it's not a party for me. Ayahuasca is definitely not a party for me. It's my connection with spirit, it's me connecting with my higher self, connecting with the creator, and getting the insights, the healing, and everything that I need to continue on this life path more consciously, right? What I witnessed a party pretty much, and it was totally not for me. It may be for some people want to hang out and socialize and this and that, but for me, I personally like a quiet space, because personally I go very deep when I'm in the medicine, and I like to get my information, I like to get the insights, I like to connect and learn and allow the healing to take process and not be distracted. So you definitely want to ask about that. Let's see what else. At the moment, I'm not thinking of anything else. I think those were the major things that kind of like were my major concerns. Be aware and be conscious as you experience Aya in the United States, that you choose your ceremonies wisely. You ask a ton of questions, and based on whatever answers that they give, read what that you get when communicating with whomever, whoever is over these ceremonies. Follow up. If something doesn't set right with you, ask again. But this is the other thing. Be conscious that the people that you're asking questions of, they're going to be possibly leery of answering, because it's not legal in the United States everywhere. It's very select small places that is actually legal. So there's always this apprehension of whether or not you're a government person that's tracking down ceremonies or whatever else. So I don't know how much of the answers are going to be honest or correct. I just want you to have a safe, wonderful experience with Mother Aya, and I want you to have an experience where the ceremonies are considered sacred. There are going to be a ton of adaptations as you experience it with different cultures, Caucasians, African Americans, Hispanics, whomever, because a lot of the facilitators adapted to their own personal heritage. Like some people may sing Polish songs or whatever else, you know, because they relate to it. So just be careful. Be very, very, very careful, and make sure you find the ceremony that resonates with you. One more huge thing, and this is extremely important. I learned that I'm an empath. And when I learned this, you know, it helped me understand myself a lot. But with this last experience that I had, I learned how open that I am as far as feeling other people's energies, what they're going through, and feeling it in my body. I experienced sickness from the energies that I was around, and it was rough for me because a normal ceremony may have like 15 people. On a, you know, on a high number, maybe 20, 21. It was about 30 something people at this ceremony, which threw me for a loop because I thought the caps were 15. So all this energy is swirling around, and unfortunately I felt it, and it really made me sick feeling other people's energies. So research protecting yourself spiritually for ceremonies. Make sure that when you go to ceremony that you're doing something, that you're surrounding yourself with white light, that you know, do a prayer for protection, or whatever it is, whatever your personal beliefs are, and whatever you can find that you know, feels right to you. You know, do some research, look on YouTube, and one of my friends told me, she said, look up, I think it's ground clear, protect, something like that. Clear ground, protect, ground protect. And it should help you protect yourself during ceremony and things like that. But know that you definitely need to learn how to do this. And this is something that I'm working on for myself, to do it even on a deeper level, because you don't want to feel everybody's junk, and it's not a good feeling at all. So, you know, but anyway, that's it. That's all I have. I just want you guys to know this. I want you to be safe, and I want you to have a really good experience. So make sure you research, ask a ton of questions, and as always, happy journeying, okay? Take care. I'll talk to you guys soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.